Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, and in this video we're going to be previewing day 1 of the 2019 Ebor Festival at York. It goes on for the next 4 days, and every single day, the night before, I will do a video giving you my thoughts and feelings for each day. We'll be going through every race and I'll give you a selection for all of those races as well, so stay tuned for that. Also as well, just want to say York is actually quite a good track for us. The last couple of years we've covered the Ebor Festival, they've both been profitable days for us, especially last year. I remember we had 5 winners on the first day, and also as well York has been quite friendly to us this year. You might remember if you followed me in the Dante Festival in May, we had quite a lot of winners there, so it's always a track that I tend to do not too badly at, and hopefully that form can continue into this meeting. So it all starts tomorrow, the first race of the Ebor Festival in the 155 tomorrow, competitive handicap over 6 furlongs, a class 2 event. And the horse that I'm going to be going with here is Gunmetal at 12 to 1. Now this horse is trained by David Barron and Joe Fannin is but for the ride. Not a bad draw in still 4, and I think going up to 6 furlongs will suit him tomorrow. He ran okay in the Stewards Cup. He was on the wrong side and he wasn't given an overly hard time. You go back to his form when he finished 4th at York on his seasonal reappearance. If he runs like he did then, he's definitely going to be involved in the finish tomorrow. He was running over 5 furlongs that day, and that's why I'm saying stepping up in trip over his only attempt at the course, I think we'll see him in good stead. And he's always been a good handicapper. He's still well treated as well. He won the Great St Wilfrid Handicap at Ripon last year, so he knows how to do it in these kind of events. And I just think he's a massive each way play tomorrow. And at 12 to 1, I'm going to be taking him as our first selection there, so I recommend him as an each way selection. We then go to the 225 at York with a horse called Yorkshire Gold. This one will probably be very well popular tomorrow, with the name obviously being Yorkshire Gold. 9-1 shot with bookmakers at the moment. There's a few bookmakers offering the extra place of 4 places out there. I think that's definitely a good bet at 9-1. Trained by Kevin Ryan, who always saves his best 2-year-olds for this meeting. He had a quiet spell earlier in the season, but in the last couple of weeks his yard have been going up and going with the winners, so definitely in good form. Andrea Zani's but for the ride as well in the colours that he's retained for with the owner here, so good jockey booking. Now if you go back to this horse's run at Leicester when it was over 6 furlongs on heavy ground, that was an incredible run. This horse did everything wrong, and despite doing that, won very convincingly in the end. Go back and watch a replay. I would definitely recommend you to go and do that with his win at Leicester. He blew the start, he went right when he jumped out, he was pulling really keen, he was green. The jockey that day, Kevin Stott, was hard at work early on in the race, and all of a sudden, within the last couple of furlongs, he really woke up and the penny dropped, and he ran home really strongly. And if you actually look at what it looked like on paper, his win by 1.5 lengths, and then you go back and watch the start, you think, how the hell is this horse going to do that? And I think this horse could be a special horse going forward, and for me at 9-1, I like to take him there with an each way price. So for me, that's going to be our second selection of the day. The 3 o'clock, the Great Voltager, often the St Ledger trial, going with Nayef Road here. Now this horse is 4 to 1 with bookmakers at the moment. It's not particularly strong renewal, but I think he's the most solid candidate. Trained by Mark Johnston, and Sylvester de Souza is but for the ride. This horse won the Gordon Stakes on its last start at Glorious Goodwood and has some good form this year. Also as well ran well at Royal Ascot to finish 3rd in the Queen's Vase behind Dash and Willoughby. He's quite versatile on ground. The only question mark is maybe York being his track. His only previous start there, he finished 6th out of 8, so maybe York isn't his bag. But compared to some of the others in this, Logician, we don't know how good he is, who is the warm favourite, hasn't run at all in this company. Constantinople, who finished 2nd to our selection in the Gordon Stakes, I question his attitude if he wants to win. Norway is a horse I did like, but I'm not sure he's capable for winning a race like this. And also as well, Jalmood is the rag of the field and definitely has some question marks to answer. So for me, Nayef Road, tentative selection of 4 to 1. I think that's not a bad dirty each way bet if you want to play with that. But that's going to be my selection for the Great Voltager. The feature race of the day is the Jubbamont, the Group 1, 3:35, and I think it's really hard to look away from Crystal Ocean here. He's 6 to 5 at bookmakers at the moment. For the win, I think that's a good value bet. Trained by Sir Michael Stout, and James Doyle keeps the ride from his ride on this horse when finishing second in the King George behind an Ebor. Is clearly the best form by a country mile. He's really improved as well, this horse, this year, winning the Group 1 Prince of Wales Stakes and a lot of other good form throughout the season with wins at Sandown and Newbury, so he knows how to do the job. He should be a class above. He does have to give away a bit of weight to some of his rivals tomorrow, but even on the ratings he should still be miles clear. And I really think that he's the one they've all got to beat tomorrow and is a fair price. There are a few others that I would give a mention to. Elikhan has a good record at the track, but I just wonder if he lacks the class to go up against Crystal Ocean, but he deserves his shot. And Thunder and Blue as well, who loves York, could come home if the race falls apart to maybe nick a place at a massive price. So they're my thoughts on the judgment, but that's how I'm going to play here. The 4.15, back to better prices here. I'm going with a horse called Blakeney Point, who I think is very interesting for this race over 2 miles. 16-1, I think that's a good each way bet. Trained by Roger Charlton and Jason Watson's but for the ride. Both got a really good relationship at the moment, and Roger Charlton's team are in excellent form, operating at a 36% strike rate. Now this horse hasn't run over 2 miles for quite a few years now, but when he last tried it, he actually won over the course and distance at Kempton over 2 miles. So we know he can get the trip, and I think a stretch of stamina will definitely be good for him. He ran well here as well in the Ebor last year behind Minterhar to finish in 5th place. He's won off a mark £6 higher last year, off a mark of 105. So I think there's a lot of things in his favour tomorrow, and Blakeney Point for me at 16-1 is a fair each way pick. We then go to the 4.50, the last race of the day, a very competitive nursery, but I think Troubador at 9-1 with 6 places on offer with some firms has to be a fair each way bet here. Trained by Michael Dodds, who always does well at this meeting, and Paul Mulrennan is but for the ride, seeks a 4-timer, but has won here over the course and distance and won at Thirsk on the last start, which was actually a good race. The form was boosted by Rose of Kildare going to win at Newmarket. Does reoppose with that horse here, but I think Troubador is a class above, and he likes to be from the front tomorrow, and I think that will play to his strengths. Stall 7 as well, not a bad draw. There are quite a few front runners in there, but we know he can handle the course. The conditions are up his street. I think he's a massive price compared to some of his rivals tomorrow. So for me, he's going to be my final play of the day, and hopefully we can have a good day of the opening festival at York. So that's all I got to say for day 1 of the Ebor Festival. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button for more videos here on my YouTube channel at LuckyLoads15. You can also follow me on Twitter as well using my handle at LuckyLoads15 for more links to my work. And that's all I got to say, so please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.